Hello, I'm Juan Davies, Chief Creative Officer at KCT and PBS SoCal, and I'm joined by the newsroom of KPCC and LAist on a daily reporter roundup. Los Angeles County has been closing in on a big number, 200,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases. Jackie has been following the pandemic here. What's the latest, Jackie?
Yeah, right now, Los Angeles County has the highest number of reported COVID-19 cases of any county in the US. We are just under 200,000 cases. Now, that's more than any other large population county like Florida's Miami-Dade or Maricopa County in Arizona. I talked to an epidemiologist who said we should pay a little more attention to the case rate to get a sense of how things are going rather than the overall number. So the case rate is the number of cases per 100,000 people. In LA County, it's right around 1,900 cases per 100,000, and it's been steadily rising. For context, back in April, we were around 400 cases per 100,000 people. Since January, the coronavirus has killed more than 4,800 people in LA County. That makes it the second leading cause of death after coronary heart disease, and it is far deadlier than the flu.
Getting and keeping a job during this pandemic has been a roller coaster. David, what's going on in the job market?
Yeah, I mean, we've been on this roller coaster of reopening. So, earlier this summer, many businesses were allowed to reopen. Then coronavirus cases spiked and those businesses had to shut down again. Researchers are seeing this reflected in the state's latest unemployment claims. They found that lately, more than half of the claims are coming from people who are reopening old claims. So these are the kind of people who lost their job, then went back to work, and now they're losing their job all over again. People getting laid off twice tend to work in hard-hit sectors like food service and retail. They tend to be lower income, they tend to be younger, they tend to be women and people of color. So as reopening in LA comes in fits and starts, these workers are now having to cycle on and off unemployment.
Over the last year, Josie has been following a fight by tenants to stay in their apartment complex on the edge of Chinatown. She has an update.
What these tenants are going through really just shows the churn of gentrification in LA. They've had 3 different landlords in the last year. Their current one wants them out so she can renovate, but we're in a pandemic, so the tenants keep trying to pay the rent, but the landlord, Victoria Vu, won't accept the checks because that would void her order that they leave. This past Saturday, the tenants went to her house and unsuccessfully tried to drop off rent. The next day, they found their building graffitied from top to bottom. Vu was reportedly seen on the premises that day, but when asked about the incident, her lawyer would not comment. The graffiti has since been removed, but the fear of getting evicted really is still very strong. A state order suspending eviction proceedings expires in a week, and it's not clear whether it's going to be re-upped.
And Sharon looked into problems with the sale of a tiny city water district to a big company.
Right. The very big Cal-Am Water Company got the small city of Bellflower to agree to sell its leaky water system for $17 million. And city voters agreed several years ago, but not so fast. State regulators said the price was so high, it could unfairly raise rates for 500,000 Cal-Am customers outside of Bellflower. Now a judge has told the company and the city to come up with a new price tag that takes the poor condition of the system into consideration. Now, this is an issue facing a lot of California's tiny water systems that are falling apart. The state wants them to be taken over by bigger, more stable water companies, but state regulators also say if the prices are set too high, the money to buy up and fix those systems will dry up.
Thank you, Sharon. Josie, I wanted to follow up with you. How common is what is happening in Chinatown across the county?
Many other tenants are also in the same boat where they're worrying about eviction because the pandemic has put a lot of them out of work, and so they're not able to make the rent. What's different about what's happening over here at 920 Everett Street is that these individuals are able to pay the rent, but the landlord is refusing to take the money because she wants to continue with her plan to be able to move the tenants out and renovate the property, presumably to be able to rent it out at a higher rate to other renters.
Well, thank you, Josie, and thank you all at the KPCC and LAist Newsroom. Thank you for tuning in. Take care of your health, your family, your neighbor, and we will see you tomorrow.